Hi, welcome back. My name is Dave Pafford, and this is the third in our series on the church. I'm the Christian Education Director for Northern Missouri, and glad that you joined us again. I want to talk again a little more about the identity of the church, and we're going to look at another aspect of it. Technology, the use of image, and experience. And we talked a little bit about experience and theological implications and interpretations of one's experience. I want to sort of pick that up where we left off, and really I'll talk quite a bit about media today. See, the church is also gripped in a changing media tide. We limit the gospel of the message of the gospel if we simply relegate it to the written and textual based teaching. After all, we're so moved by many of the things, and 90% of how we gather our information is visual. Nearly every way, the battle on how we get information rages. The written word and image-based cultures are in the final draw of their battle. The image-based culture is on the verge of victory. This still leaves us with a great question. What is an adequate response by the church? And in response to this question, one of the areas of church history that I constantly draw upon and find myself referencing is the iconoclastic controversies of the 7th and 8th centuries. And before you roll your eyes, I think the lessons learned here are critical for us today. I believe the lessons learned will be instructive for us as we transition from a paper-based to an image-based culture. During this time period, we have two groups battling over whether or not Christians should continue to revere icons. And an icon is a picture that represents a saint or a biblical story of Christ. And most unsophisticated believers tended to revere icons, or iconodules is what they were called, but many political and religious leaders wanted to have them smashed because they believed that venerating icons was a form of idolatry. And they were called the iconoclasts. You can kind of think of class as like somebody who's breaking it. That's how I remember. The iconoclasts also saw the use of icons in worship as idol worship, and they pointed to the Old Testament prohibitions against the images in the Ten Commandments, and that's Exodus 24. The iconodules counter-argued that icons were not idolatrous because they represented real and alive persons, such as Christ, whereas idols represented nothing. Moreover, they argued that the spiritual could possess the material. They pointed out to the Catholic